What's up, guys? Just doing a follow-up video on my tool trailer, my Packout setup. I got a lot of comments about the solar panel here on the front. A lot of guys saying it's going to kick up rocks and this and that. Listen, this is my third tool trailer. This is just a small backup solar panel for the lighting. I've never had a rock kick up. I tow it all the time. It's fine. All right. And the reason I put it here is I'm in the Northeast, the United States, where I park my trailers gets a ton of sunlight. And instead of putting holes in the roof for this little thing, it's much better in the front here. Everything's sealed up. The wiring can go down here into there. I'm not drilling too many holes, but I do have solar panels up on the roof. Let me show you what I got. If you're going to drill holes in your trailer roof and you're going to mount stuff to your trailer roof, it better be worthwhile because you're going to have problems. It's going to be a pain in the butt. So I put 200 uh, 200 watt solar panels up here. There's 8 of them. They're all in series, linked in series. So let me show you this setup. I did upgrade the battery. So I upgraded the battery. I had a 100 amp hour battery in there. So now it's I got a 200 amp hour battery now, lithium iron phosphate battery. And I have it set up on a 3000 watt power inverter along with a Renogy 60 amp solar controller, charge controller. So, in total, this gives you a ton of power anyway. The 3000 watts runs what I need it to run. Basically, I'm running some chargers. I got 2 chargers mounted on the wall here, and I wired in 2 GFCI outlets. They have USB, USB-C capability on them. So I have my 2 rapid chargers, keep my batteries mounted. And then these are wired right here, through this plug. We ran some exterior cable along here. There's one wire comes along this here, comes to this side, then goes down. And I have a GFCI outlet right here, right? And then on this side, right here, this is for all the batteries and everything. Now, I did make some upgrades. People were asking me how I have these Packouts mounted to the wall. I do have some E-track back here with these, it's hard to see right here, but let me show you on this side. There's some eyelets right here in the E-track. It's hard to see. Let me show you on this side here. There's one right here you can see. See this? These are mounted in here, these rings. They lock into the E-track. Very sturdy. And a lot of comments on my drill and driver sliding out of the holster here. Yeah, it's a bungee cord, guys. I mean, come on. Obviously, we're going to put something in there, or they're going to be falling out everywhere you go. But I just didn't have it on when I shot my first video, so it's all there. A lot of guys wanted me to go through the tool drawers and everything. Said everything looks brand new and never used. I tow this thing every day. I just, you got to keep your tools clean, guys. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to ruin your tools every time, I'm not like that. I'm very neat and clean when I work. I like to have everything organized. So, just a few things. I have a, jigsaw in here. my two jigsaws, barrel grip, regular D handle, blades in there. I don't go with the foam because that foam really takes up a lot of room, and it just wastes a lot of space. It's unnecessary. I mean, that's my pin nailer, some nails, got a crown stapler, rotary tool, drywall rotary tool. And then down here in these drawers, I just have my electrical covers and plates and everything. So I have, whenever I'm doing electrical work, I have what I need. Nailer plates, GF cover plates, all that stuff. Got my screw kit here. You got longer screws. I got machine screws available. Just makes everything a lot easier. I manage properties, so it makes everything easy. Outlets, I got some light fixtures in case I'm doing some kind of work. I can wire up temporary lights, GFIs, light switches, various miscellaneous stuff. Outlets. I don't want to pull everything out because then it's a pain in the ass to get everything back in, as you can see. That's why I didn't want to go through all the drawers last time. Hold on a second. There we go. Let me get everything back in here. But it is crucial when you're working to have everything available to you. It's kind of hard to do it with the camera. But let's see. This one is breakers, zip ties, all that stuff. Outlet spacers. So I like to keep a various 240 volt breakers, because those aren't always readily available. And also, I always have these, double 120 poles because it seems that every time somebody wants to add something, there's no room. Now I live in New York, upstate New York, so you can do your own electrical work. You just have to get it inspected by the electrical inspector in the area. You just apply for a permit, you get an inspection done. It's all done to code, all legal. So odds and ends for electrical stuff. Clamps, some spare boxes, stuff like that. And then got my on down here is my low voltage tools, fasteners and cups. So my low voltage tools, I got my Klein set here. I use Klein for low voltage. They got the best. Milwaukee doesn't even have anything really for low voltage. So I manage a restaurant, so there's a lot of data, telecom stuff there. So I wire all that stuff up, do all that. Point of sale systems, telephone system. It's sorry, I've got to zipping this back up. But Klein is the best tools for low voltage. That's what I find. I got a little Milwaukee multimeter there. This is just very basic. I wouldn't recommend buying this one. It's super basic. It just tells you, voltage. That's it. Okay. This is my drain snake. I showed you on the last video. Ready to go. When I have to go with it, it's there. Got my gloves, battery charger, snakes in there. And I clean it off after I use it, guys. Guys are like, oh, nothing's used here. I mean, if you're a slob and your tools are all beat to shit, people see that, in my area especially, they're not gonna take you seriously. Circular saw and planer, I'm not taking that down. SDS Plus, SDS Max. I use the SDS Max if I'm driving ground rod or drilling something bigger. They're okay. the M18 SDS Max. If I were to buy it again, this is an M18 version, I would get the corded SDS Max. But the SDS Plus is great M18 wise for what you're going to use it for. Anybody's going to use it for. It's good. In this drawer, I have an installation driver, and then I have razors, knives, and headlamps. So let me show you. So this is the M12 Milwaukee installation driver. This thing is awesome. You guys got to check this out. If you don't have one, I highly recommend this. It's lightweight, you know, clips on your belt, clip in your pocket, hang in your pocket, no problem. You know, it's got a little magnet in the front. The only thing that's weird is the reverse and forward on it right here. But these things, you can clip out the heads on it. You can put a drill on it. You know, you could put a drill. You could put a right angle. It's got all kinds of attachments in here. So you got an offset drill, which is awesome. Use that. Right angle, if you got to get under something. And then just a regular drill chuck. I think this is like a 3/8 or something. It's not a 1/2 inch, but if you're doing like, you know, everyday light work, you know, anything, any small jobs is fine. You're not going to put a deck together with it. You're not going to build a deck with it, but whatever. There's other junk in here. I got some pencils and stuff. But definitely, if you're in the market for a little drill, you know, throw in your pocket, lightweight, get that installation driver. Here's my my little trim router. I use this for like 99% of everything. I have a bigger Bosch router. I don't even put it in the trailer. I leave it in my shed. You know, angle grinder, fuel angle grinder. I use that mainly for tile work or anything like that. This is for grinding down thin set. You hook it up to the vacuum. Let's see what we got down here. This is 18 gauge pin, 18 gauge finish nailer. So 18 gauge, the M18 18 gauge finish nailer. I don't know if it's just me or if any of you guys had this problem. This thing jams up all the time. I tried different nails, tried everything. It jams all the time. I don't even use it anymore. I just use my 15 gauge, which never jams. You know, I got to get something else. I got to figure something else out, you know, for trim work or something, because this thing sucks. I mean, I tried. I used it for a couple of years. Maybe it's just this one. I don't know. Put it down in the comments if you have this 18 gauge nailer and it works for you. It doesn't work for me. And then just got shims in here. I got composite wood shims. If I'm in this drawer, I'm usually putting a door in, replacing a door, doing trim work, something like that. So I just keep my shims right there with these. This one here is the 15 gauge nailer. This is what I use for putting doors in. Anything that's a little bit heavier, you know, that needs to hold a little better. The angle 15 gauge nailer. This thing's awesome. This thing never jams on me. Always works. You know, this is a very reliable nailer. The 18 gauge, junk. I don't know what they did to it, but I keep my nails, you know, and shims in here. You know, when I got to use this gun, it's ready to go. Grab my shims, grab some nails, and it's in there. It's hard to do one-handed, guys. It's much easier working with two hands out of here and without a camera, I'll tell you that. So hacksaw, oscillating tool. The Sawzall I don't even use my Milwaukee Sawzall. It's in my shed. This thing does everything that the Sawzall do, and better, because you could use one hand. You could put your other hand up here on this part. This is, I don't even know why people would need the other Sawzall. This has all the power it has. It's crazy. This thing is awesome. The Milwaukee Fuel hacksaw. If you don't have one, you're missing out, man. If you have a regular Sawzall, it's just a waste of your time. And then in here I keep Sawzall blades. I got a couple oscillating tools. Usually I'm working with, if I have a crew of guys or something, I have a couple extra tools for them to use. You know, so you know how some guys are. They lose their tools. They don't have them. Their tools are junk. But yeah, I usually use the Milwaukee Fuel oscillating tool. This thing's awesome. If you don't have this, you know, you got to check it out. You can adjust the speeds on it here. Auto, it starts low and then revs up as the tool calls for it. But this thing is great, awesome. Has a good light on it. Works awesome. I keep some blades in here. These are like the cheap Amazon blades. They're absolute garbage. But if you got to blow through a blade for some reason, it's fine. And then like these are them right here. They're junk. They do not last. Then I have my nicer blades right here. These are a Milwaukee. Let me see if you can see that. Bimetal titanium blade. These are great. And then I also have some Diablo blades. These are freaking great. They're expensive. You know, if you're going to a job and you're just grabbing this tool and you don't want to worry about a blade or anything, I grab one of these. I'll grab one of the good blades. If I got a guy working with me and he doesn't know what he's doing, he gets the Amazon blades and the other oscillating tool. Okay, let's see what we got here. Got the orbital sander, and then a drill. Let me show you the orbital sander drawer. Everybody's going to ask after. Just my orbital sander, various paper and stuff. It's got the thing on it. Yeah, I don't use it much unless I'm doing some woodwork or anything like that. This is a extra impact. My older impact, my older drill. The handles. I don't know if you guys use these. I don't know what they're. I barely use them. Freaking another piece of junk to lay around. But in case I'm working with somebody else, you're building a deck, or got another guy working with you, he can use those. And you saw my rigid tile saw. So I got the 10-inch. It's very good. And then let me show you in here. This is my Packout cabinet for all my tie downs and stuff. Sorry guys, trying to do this one-handed, it's tough. So these are all my tie downs. These are those O-ring anchors for the E-track tie down. So on that E-track back there, these go in, right? Clip this, goes up, and then hooks on. Even if you hit this, it won't come out because you have to lift it up in order to pop it out. So these are really good. I had some little screw-on D-rings in there, but they kept getting torn right out because this stack especially is very heavy. And then the stack I'm about to show you behind me is super heavy, and it was just tearing those things right out. So this is all my tie downs and stuff. And then this is that little compressor you guys saw in the last video, M18 compressor. And then I have my all my spray tools and everything here. All the spray tools, different length hoses, because you know this long hose is a pain in the ass. I don't know if you guys ever use a spray gun. This also has a roller attachment on it. It's I use the Magnum Pro 17. This one's brand new. I just got this one. I had the one on the wheels. It got destroyed over the years. But this one's brand new. I can't wait to use that. I would definitely recommend the smaller handheld one rather than the one on the wheels. The one on the wheels is hard to store. It's a lot of wasted space. This one comes with the hose. You could pop it into a 5-gallon bucket. Easy to move around, easy to store. So I use I'll use the longer hose here. If I'm rolling, I hook up the roller to it. I roll almost everything. I'll tell you, but rolling and brushing is so much easier, so much less work. It takes longer to paint, but the prep time is not even a quarter, so you're saving time. And then I have the shorter ones. Let's say I'm spraying a small cabinet or something. I'll hook up the smaller hoses here. I think this one's like 15 feet. This one's like 25 feet, and then this one's like 50 feet. But yeah, and then I have the compressor hose behind it. Right here, I had to bungee everything in. Sometimes, pops off. So let me go to this wall now. Let me show you this wall. Okay, so I hung up a hose reel. I had garden hoses and stuff, but if you're draining out a boiler or a water heater, and you got a long ways to go, you got to pump it out far. I had a regular garden hose, but you guys know you'd wrestle with those things and get tangled up. It's such a pain in the ass. This is beautiful. I hooked this up to the boiler. It's got a handle on it. It comes right out right here. You pull this out, and this comes out. I would definitely recommend just get a hose reel, retractable hose reel. The other hoses are just junk. They're a pain in the butt. I keep my sawhorses here. Got these extendable sawhorses. They're at Home Depot. They're just little cheap junks, but let me tell you, when you want to paint, 15, 20 pieces of trim, you pull this out, you lay the trim down, paint it, spray it, whatever you got to do. 2 seconds. This is a work table. I just got this. Haven't used it yet. Folds out to like probably like I'd say a 3-foot, 40-inch table. Beautiful. This is a Werner platform. These are just step ladders here. This is a platform ladder. I don't know if you guys. It folds out. It's about 3 feet high. There's steps on the side. This is great when you're doing when you're taping or cutting in a wall or something. It's beautiful. This is an adjustable Gorilla ladder. I keep the smaller one on the trailer, nice and lightweight. Those things can get pretty heavy, lugging them around. And then these, I don't know if you guys got these. I just got this one. I had the Craig one for years, but I got 2 of these. You put these on sheets, bigger sheets, drywall, plywood, and then it becomes a handle, and you could just pop it up, put it on your shoulder, and you're holding that sheet. And these things are awesome. If you don't have them and you're dealing with sheet material all the time, grab it. Because instead of sticking your knee on the wall and sliding it down to your toe or whatever, you could just, even if you could put 2 hands on it, you could put the material down nice and easy. You're not chipping the corners or breaking anything. These are more sheet carriers. I'm big on that because if you're damaging corners and everything, you're just making your life harder. If you keep everything nice and crisp, it makes everything easy. That's the Milwaukee trolley, and I have the Gorilla step ladders. These are awesome. These are all I use. The ones that they got at Home Depot, 3-step. I'm not taking them out, but just to tell you. Let's see what we got. This is another stack right here. So on this wall, we're on the back wall. Here's my 3rd stack right here. Right here, we got a drywall screw gun. The Milwaukee drywall screw gun is in there. I also have a ram set. Let me see if I can. I'm not going to take it down. I have the ram set gunpowder nail gun in there too. I just use. I love that ram set. If you're mounting like a piece of plywood to a concrete wall, that ram set is the best thing you're going to have. Let me tell you. And then in here, I have a Pro/Mega Press M18. It does press fittings for plumbing or gas. It goes up to 2 inches on either copper or gas. I have both sets of jaws in there. This thing is awesome. If you got a restaurant or a big building and you got to wait to drain it down to solder or something, you're going to be there for hours. And it's sometimes you don't have hours because they have to open for business. We got to get going. So this thing is one of the best tools you can get. It's very expensive, but if you need it, you need it. You need it. And when you need it and you have it, it's beautiful. So right here, I have a siding and roofing nailer. And this, again, I'm not taking these boxes down. It's a pain in the butt. Anything in drawers, I'll open for you. Taping, painting, and caulking. This is just a catch-all drawer for all my taping. I use this a lot. So I got paper, I got my bigger knives in there, sponges. This is I got some stuff out right now. I'm doing a little job right now. This is also taping, painting, and caulking. So this, I love to use this when I'm taping. This goes on your belt. It holds your tape or mesh on it. You know, you got your bucket knives. These little cheap knives. I like these little cheap knives. I got to tell you guys, they're very flexible, very flexible. They can do a good job. I have the more expensive knives, but I don't know. I like the cheaper ones better. I got to be honest with you. My bigger knives are out on a job right now. The more flexible I find the knife, the easier it is for me. I'm not a professional taper, but I could do good work, tile work. And this one is cabinetry and woodwork. So tile draw. I have, my margin trowels in here. This is a grout float. This is for those leveling clips. Got a contour gauges in here. These you can put up against something if you got a contour and you got to cut it out. Got some tile spacers, even though I don't really use these anymore because, I always use the leveling clips. They're so much easier. Margin trowel. Squares in here. I got, the hole saw, Milwaukee hole saw. These are for tiles. Beautiful. These are beautiful cutting out, if you got a tub spout or shower head or anything. These are beautiful for cutting those out. Very easy. It's got the arbor here. Yep. Those are beautiful. And then let's see what's in the woodwork and cabinetry drawer. We got cabinet clamps, keep them nice and level. This right here is doors as well. This is for cutting hinges in. Milwaukee doesn't make one. This is a little cheap Ryobi one, but let me tell you, this works. I bought expensive ones. This is better to router out hinges. To be honest with you, this is for doorknobs. Milwaukee. This is the knockout hinge pins. I got a bunch of stuff in here for cabinetry. Hold on a second. Contact adhesive for everything. CA glue, Instaset for CA glue. I can't keep CA glue in here. It goes, for some reason, it just goes bad in the trailer. This is a bag when I have to level doors, or if I'm putting a door in or something, I'll pump this up under the door, keep it level, so I can pop the hood hinge pins in if I'm working by myself. It's better than your foot. Works better than the foot. Levels, squares. I got some sandpaper in there. But any kind of finish carpentry, I do a lot of that. Just repairing doors. Sorry guys, this is a pain in the ass, one-handed. All right, got it. Now let's see these drawers here. Flooring tools and hammers, and then my Graco airless sprayer, which is like a small quick sprayer if I'm doing just like one door or something. Here you got my hammers in here, bars. This is a suction cup tool to hold flooring. If I gotta close the gap on laminate flooring, this suctions down to it. I hammer it on the side. Rubber mallet. This is for laminate flooring. It's a hammer block. I just have a regular rubber one under here too, but I use this one. This one's very nice. You can pull and push with this. Locks onto the flooring. And then under here, it's a Graco airless sprayer. I'm not going to take it out. It's the plug-in version. It's a gun. There you can fill up a small cup. And then here's my 7¼ inch miter saw. I use this for 90%. I mounted it on a tabletop, like I said in my last video. It clips onto this thing in the back here. And this has the clamps for a miter saw stand. Sorry about that. It's hard to get in there with the camera. My miter saw stand is right here, back here in the corner. So I set it up, clip it right on. I can take it anywhere. Or I can put it on a dolly if I'm doing flooring. I can put it on one of these dollies down here, and I can, do flooring and roll it back and forth everywhere. Here we have drill bits. I showed you in the last video. Got the Milwaukee ratchet set. Router bits, rotary tool bits, the rotary tools and that other thing. And then this is a hole saw, a whole saw set. Milwaukee hole saw. This is my table saw, compact Milwaukee table saw. It's good to be on a trailer. I don't really even have a full-size table saw anymore. I got rid of it. I had the rigid one, but that little table saw does basically everything. If I have to rip large sheets, I have I do that with my circular saw, and I have this guide right here. It just clamps onto the sheet, and you rip it. So I keep all my levels, harnesses. If I'm going on a sketchy roof, it's really high. My snake back there. Got a new fan. All levels, T-square, all that stuff. A lot of people ask where I got these cabinets from, these metal cabinets. This is my cleaning cabinet. Keep all like the brushes and stuff in there. Extra paper towels, garbage bags. I got my tarps. In this bucket, I have my rubber boots. A lot of stuff. Longer drill bits that don't fit anywhere. Keep them in there. All long stuff. Plungers, brooms, mops. This is for ripping shingles off a roof. I usually use it for pulling up subfloor too. So that's just, sponges for grouting and tile work. And I got these cabinets on Granger. So this is a Sandusky cabinet. You can get them anywhere, really. Sandusky makes great cabinets. And I got these from Granger. This one's a Tenesco cabinet. Let me open this for you guys. So in here, I just got odds and ends, long tape measures, adapters, light bulbs, cups for myself. Work light. These are bits for drilling out PVC fittings that have been glued. If you have to reuse a PVC fitting, it's in a wall or something, you got to clear out what was glued in there. Those things work great. This is my framing belt. This is a Milwaukee framing nailer. In here is my roadside bag. I got a jack, fix a flat, tire plugs. This is the Milwaukee laser. Then I have a generator, extension cords, wheel chocks. So, hold on, let me get you. Let's get back to over here. So we did this, and now this right here. These are just 1-inch fittings for plumbing. 1-inch press fittings, 1-inch PVC fittings. I have a couple sweat fittings. You have to solder if you're going to do any plumbing work. It's not even an option. You have to know how. I just, instead of waiting for it to get dry and everything, I like to use the press, or I'll just, you press to PEX, or press to, copper press fittings. They're fine. This is a rivet kit right here, and never really used this, to be honest with you, but I have it. I needed it once. I had to rivet some sheet metal, ended up doing it, and then never use it again. So I don't even know why it's in here. These are just various screws and cabinet screws and parts. I got like finish washers, odds and ends, really, to be honest with you. These are just mailbox locks, all kinds of stuff. Anchors in there. There's hinges in there. These are door hinges right here. I got some, these are for bifold doors, pieces for bifold doors. That's always a problem. Bifold doors are complete garbage, most of them. Just regular anchors, washers, masonry, nails for carpeting or whatever. Another mailbox lock. These are butterfly anchors. These are self-tapping screws. Actually use those to, I use self-tappers to drill the E-track here on the wall. I drill the E-track into the actual frame of the trailer. So that E-track every like 16 inches is screwed into the actual frame of the trailer. Electrical fasteners, fittings. This is basically all fittings, electrical fasteners. This whole stack, there's not many tools in this stack. This is all screws, fasteners, fittings, various stuff that you need. Tapcon screws, these are the screws for hardy backer, metal screws, Tapcons, a lot of Tapcons. These are just 5-inch trim screws. These are good for if you're putting on a railing on a deck or something, finishing off a railing. I use these. I use finished screws. Sometimes on doors, I'll use finished screws, door frames, depending on the application. If it's got to be a really strong door, like a commercial use, I won't nail it. I'll finish screw it in. 1 second. This one's a little jammed. Okay, so this drawer, the bottom drawer here, these are just basically deck screws. These are for that composite decking. It drills a hole. It drills a hole in it, and then it actually finishes it off with this, so it's a nice clean hole. You can actually buy plugs for these. These are what I use when I put down composite decking. And just regular, stainless steel screws. Got some nails here, stuff like that. And the hardware continues. Hold on, more hardware. So this right here, this stack, drywall and exterior screws. So right here, drywall and exterior screws. I got all different sizes. Everything is in there. I got some stainless steel screws under here, usually 2.5 inch. I keep on hand in stock. And then I got 3-inch stainless. These are just regular exterior screws. If you got to get, do something, you don't want to spend the money on the stainless. The stainless steel screws I usually use for exterior doors and stuff. This drawer is 1/2-inch PEX fittings. So I got all my 1/2-inch PEX. These are like I told you, these are pressed to PEX. If you got existing copper and you got to go to PEX, just cut it, press it, put the PEX on, you're good to go. Quick, easy, in and out of there. Good solution. And then I got all kinds of fittings here, clamps. I keep a variety of fittings on hand. These push connect fittings. I do not bury them in a wall. I do not use them. I use them only temporary. I don't recommend burying these in the wall because they do have an O-ring. People argue that the press fittings have an O-ring, that they can leak. They've been proven to be a little bit more durable than these press fittings. And these press fittings have a lot that can go wrong with them. I use them when I have to. These push to connect. These aren't press fittings. These are push to connect. These are the press. So the shark bites and stuff, I don't use them unless I have to. I got odds and ends in here. These caps, though, these are stops from shark bite. If you're doing a job, you're stubbing out some new plumbing and stuff, I use these. This is beautiful. These are nice. They're easily removable. You don't have to cut anything off. 3/4-inch drawer. So 3/4-inch clamps. This is a male sweat fitting. This is a female. You can sweat onto the existing and then press the PEX right there. You can get those on supplyhouse.com. Supplyhouse.com is freaking awesome. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. Just tell you what works. And I got, over 20 years experience. So I'm telling you guys right now, these I use, I have a little wash bay in the house. I don't use plastic fittings usually for PEX, but I have a little spotless rinse in my garage. I'll make a future video of that. You really shouldn't use, brass or copper with the ionized water, it tends to leach into the water and eat away the fitting. So I'll use plastic or stainless for those. Just clamps, stuff like that. And now we're down to the copper drawer. Copper fittings, press and sweat. So I'll sweat, like I said, you have to sweat sometimes. When you have to do it, you just got to do it. When all refrigeration, I do air conditioning and refrigeration for myself. So I have the APC copper in my shed. I don't keep it on the trailer. But that I use silver solder, and I keep silver solder in my bag here, and also regular solder. But I use that Stay Clean Flux for that. That's all I use is Stay Clean. It's or what? Yeah, Stay Clean, and then Stay Bright is the solder for AC. So here we go. This is the copper drawer, and then I got 1/2-inch fittings here. I got some black pipe fittings here for gas. I don't have any press fittings for gas; those are super expensive. I'll only use. I usually use threaded black iron pipe for any kind of gas that I'm doing, unless it's a bad spot. Then I'll press it with the mega press. And then miscellaneous plumbing here, just gas valves, some compression trap fittings and stuff like that, dishwasher stuff, toilet bolts, hose clamps, you name it, I got it. Bunch of junk. Everybody says this. Everybody has a junk drawer, but you can make fun of it all you want. When you need it, you need it. These are coring bits. I'm not gonna open that. I got the vacuum here. This is like my work table, desk area. When I come back to the trailer, got batteries. My wife got me this cup. I don't know why. It's beautiful. I love it, but I think it's like $30. So, I wouldn't pay that for a cup. But got my razor knife here. I got a pen here. I got a pencil. Tape measure, spare tire. This is the Starlink satellite dish when you need internet, when you're working off-site. If you have a business, you know what I'm talking about. Going to be doing invoices and stuff. Everything's on the cloud. Here's that hose I was talking about. Junk. I'm not going to use it. Got to give it away. And yeah, that's basically it. More in-depth tour of the trailer. I did some upgrades with that solar system. This is fire extinguisher, first aid. But yeah, leave it down in the comments, guys, what you think. Be gentle, all right? Some of you guys out there, whoo, haters, bro, haters. But leave them down in the comments, like and subscribe. I'll have more videos of my other stuff. I'll probably do my garage next and stuff like that. I'm a tool nut, so a lot of you guys out there, I know how it is. Love to look. So I'll see you guys soon.